Now, you did share with me that you're working with, was it someone with breast cancer?
Yes, she is a survivor. We are very grateful and blessed that that is the case. She had a double mastectomy. And when they did her reconstructive surgery, the implants, they did them under the muscle tissue, which was causing some problems. She actually wrote a really nice big long review on my Facebook page about it. This was her first experience where she found amazing results, was actually one of my homework assignments for my certification. And then that sold her to become a client. But she described a ratchet strap feeling around her ribcage where she couldn't take a deep breath, and loss of feeling on the skin in the area where under her right axillary and her armpits area, they had to take out all the lymph nodes, and that shoulder just has been giving her a really hard time. And she owns a small farm, so she's very active and had no range of motion and a lot of pain and discomfort in this whole area. And just the treatment from the very first time, she described right away, she was able to take a deep breath and actually started to get some sensation back in the skin in the area where her surgery was. And as we've been working, her reaction is interesting. Her nervous system seems to engage right away, and there's a lot of spastic movement around the shoulder area. But I've noticed treatment to treatment how I'm able to see the flow increasing and it getting more fluid. And it's you can really notice vertebrae to vertebrae how it's starting to not just get stuck in one area and stop and stuck. She's really starting to work with it, and her system's responding, and it's flowing all the way up, and she's noticing other things are getting better. She's able to lift and move the shoulder more. There's not any pain as much as before. The breath is coming much easier. So she's much more comfortable than she was when she started, which is really nice for her.
So good. And I love what you said, like when you said like vertebra by vertebra, because that's my favorite thing. Because often if there's a blockage, it can be, let's just say one vertebra is not moving and it's blocked there. If that's sort of left, the one above can become blocked and the one below, and then all of a sudden it starts to work as a block. So rather than every vertebra having beautiful movement, which we're supposed to in our spine, it's like there can be a block. So when we start to work with the spinal flow technique and we start to see the little vertebra starting to move, we're like, yes, because when there's movement and less blockages, the flow of energy is coming up through the spine, coming back down, but also opening up the nerves and doing what the body needs to do, which is so exciting. So I love that that you're working with her, and I love, with the lymph and the skin, like getting all of those changes coming back. It's amazing.
She was really getting discouraged because it had been a year or so since the surgery, and she really didn't think she was going to get that kind of mobility and feeling back. But she did her research and she saw what I was doing and followed my work and started watching all of your videos and seeing what you do, and really kind of investigated and said, you know what, it's worth a try. Nothing else is working. And she works for a chiropractor and she gets adjustments and she does PT. And what she's noticing is that with Spinal Flow, they're actually getting better results in their work with her because her body's accepting more of what's happening to it now. So that was even kind of interesting to hear.
So good. It's so true. Like it's, we work with the nervous system, the brain, the spine, but if the body's in fight, flight and the nervous system is in fight, flight, it's really hard to heal. So actually moving the body out of fight, flight, getting movement through the vertebra, it's better for every part of her, but also for her team. I learned so much for me when I was in not so much your area, but when I went and I worked at Texas Back Institute that was amazing because it really showed me what happens when different modalities work together. And that, we had our chiros, we had osteos, we had PT, we had nutrition, we had OTs, we had surgeons, we just had everyone under the same roof doing what they know, and the results were incredible. At that place, they prevented 85% of surgeries. Like, that's insane.
I tell that story almost to every single person in my assessments. When I heard that, when your work, that to me is sign the deal. Like that, it means all the world when you see those kind of results.
Well, it just shows me that the body can heal. But it also shows me that, some of these people, when I was there, not some of them, most of them, they came with their suitcases. They were coming to this place until they were better. And it's not a timing. It's not like, hey, it's going to happen in a day at all. It's like, we've got a team. We're looking at this body from every angle. We used to meet in the morning, like they had all, the neurologists and orthopedics, and like all the departments would be there. They'd put the people's x-rays out. It's just, I mean, I haven't been there for, it's probably 20 years long, way more. No, it's way more. It's, before I had kids, so it's probably even 30. It's a long time since I've been there. But when I was there, I can't even imagine what they're doing now. It was just amazing to be part of this incredible place. And yeah, that belief is that the body, and after years and years of tension and blockages, it does need help. And sometimes it does need a team. So you've got a team there, you're working, you've got the PT, you've got the chiro, like all great modalities to come together and help this woman function and feel great in her body.
Coming out of like the world of oncology, I mean, imagine the massive amounts of doctors that she had working on her through that whole process. Like, she's used to a team. So I was just so grateful that she asked me to be part of it. So now I'm always asking, so how did your other appointments go? Were things better? Or did it make it easier? So it really does connect our work together to everything else. And she feels like it's a full, it's a village. We're all trying to just get her to a better place.
And that's what we're supposed to be, isn't it? We're supposed to be a village. We're supposed to, be in community. And I mean, I think there'll be a lot happier people if we did live like a village and we were more connected and not isolated and not separated. There's so much loneliness out there because we're living lives so separately. So to come together, especially as a bunch of healers, is pretty amazing as well.